mystic ancient secrets can all be answered when you ask the mystic access guru. That is I, the great exalted one. I have come across 3 astral projections through the god plane in the hero metamorphosis to give you the knowledge you deserve.
All right. Hey, how you doing, Westside? Good to have you here. So we got Woger. I think it's a sin that he plays ministry on his channel. Pretty blasphemous for him.
Coming to a galaxy near you.
Yeah, no doubt, huh?
Yeah, no doubt. I've never seen a galaxy in real life. So,
You haven't looked hard enough, man. You need one of those shilloscopes,
man, he one of them big telescopes.
the
That was really.
globoscope.
It's just kind of funny that you brought that up because we were talking about a binocular telescope. Why don't they turn it on one of these planets and show us or the moon and show us the landing site with one of those binocular telescopes and Lucifer.
They have they did aboard Artemis. They actually photographed the landing site. China did. So I don't see what the problem is, Roger. You know, the evidence is out there if you look. But the problem is you're not honest enough to look.
There's a binocular telescope too. It has dual lenses. It has one mirror, but I would love for public access for stuff like that, so we could actually see what they're looking at. They don't produce any pictures and anything out of that and show the public.
Right.
Really? All right. Hey, Lindsay. Let's see. Does the Vatican own a telescope called Lucifer? The verdict, false. The Lucifer, now called Lucy, is an instrument on the large binocular telescope, neither of which is owned by the Vatican. The Vatican Observatory Research Group operates a telescope in Arizona called the Vatican Advanced Technology Telescope. Fact check. In recent days, multiple Facebook users have attempted to link the Vatican to a telescope supposedly called Lucifer, a name used to fucking go away. I do like where are they? This company does make a pair of glasses that I like. They're kind of like this, but they have an odd sunglass snap-on thing. I kind of like their style. Anyway, one iteration of the claim generated over 300 shares before being deleted. The most, yeah. So it's fake. There's no fucking Lucifer telescope owned by the Vatican, and yeah.
That's not a question for us. That's a question.
And let me see. Where is the Vatican Observatory Research Group. So let's look that up. Vatican Observatory. Telescope images. Huh. Isn't that weird? That Roger just lied. Yeah. See, Roger, you're a liar. You're a pathetic fucking liar. It just takes a little bit to fucking look up shit, you know? So there's the Horsehead Nebula. I don't know what the others are called. That's the Krispy Kreme Donut Nebula. There's the long, thin one. So yeah, and here's the telescope. So you're a fucking liar, Roger. You're a fucking liar.
Question for Buzz.
I don't never put out any images.
Is
You
it a
know.
question for Buzz?
Yeah, because
Hey, Cygnus.
the answer is we didn't go.
Oh, okay.
We didn't go.
And
You might want to tell that to the all the astronauts that actually went. You might want to inform them of that.
that's my question.
When are we going? That's what I want to know. Oh, 2028. That's right.
Never.
I wonder what that production is going to look like.
Well, these guys said they'd never, nobody could ever go to Antarctica, and they were wrong. Then they said nobody would, that Artemis 2 wouldn't happen, and that happened. Then they said that nobody would, then Artemis 1 wouldn't happen, and that happened. And then Artemis 2 didn't happen, or wouldn't happen, and then that happened. So when are your predictions going to come true? That's what I want to know.
Oh my God.
It's not getting any better. It seems like it's getting worse. Like, I don't know. I think they're downgrading, man. They're failing down.
Falling Down. That's a good movie. Oh, I want to play this overture just for you.
No, he said failing down, not falling down. That was a very good movie, but see, Roger, you don't listen very well. That could be your problem.
You'll like this. Yeah, it has something to do with you.
Oh yeah, Cygnus, he's got to have some sort of fucking humiliation kink. Let me see if that's a thing. Humiliation kink. Yep, it's a thing. A humiliation kink is when someone finds excitement or emotional intensity in being teased, embarrassed, or playfully shamed on purpose, and with full consent. Key word here is consensual. Everyone involved has to talk about it. So yeah, it's just a kink.
One of your favorite groups of people. And one of your places you talked about for a year almost. You know this place. It's down south. Or way out south.
Cantarctica.
Yeah, I think this is in French. I'm not really sure. But this,
Yeah, that's the new thing. Cantarctica.
I was so shocked to find.
Oh, CC has a new video out? Really? We might briefly look at his.
I wonder what that production.
CC. "16 minutes." I don't think I've ever done a CC video.
Good morning, good evening, good.
I wish I had his fucking hair. Oh my god, it looks AI created, doesn't it? It looks like he's an AI figure.
Afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County.
He's so proud of Westchester County, isn't he? Isn't Westchester County? Is Westchester County, New York, old money or new money? It's probably old money if he... Old money and traditional professional wealth, yeah. Yeah, he's so proud of living in old money, but he drives a fucking van for a living. Isn't that great? It's like a guy that lives just inside some poor guy that lives just inside the city limits. So he's not poor technically. He lives in the city.
It's 4/17/26, and we're about 7 days from when Artemis 2 landed in the ocean, of course.
Yeah, and after it came back from circling the moon. So yeah, it did land in the ocean.
In San Diego.
And yeah, Artemis 2, two parts of it landed in the ocean before they went. Actually, 3. The solid boosters and then the main booster. So yeah, parts of it landed in the ocean before they went. But Orion circled the moon and came back.
too. That's amazing how they can do that computation and everything. God, you got to give it to NASA. Of course, they delivered exactly what we
Is he wearing lipstick? Is he wearing lipstick?
would expect them to deliver. Shit. Garbage. Just pictures that you can't even recognize Earth. You see this brown
Really? Yeah, all the pictures I saw of Earth, you could recognize it. Why are you crying, Cece?
object. You always see Africa, but the clouds, they don't get the clouds right.
Don't get the clouds right. Okay. Okay.
Oh, I mean, if you're going to use a picture from 1972, at least move the clouds, guys. I mean, it's that.
They didn't use the 72 blue marble, dipshit. These were new photographs. The clouds are different. Photos of Earth from Artemis 2. Really shouldn't be doing this live or on camera. Let's see. 1972 blue marble. So, let's see. Open image in new tab. So we got that. And then we've got this one. Okay. So, oops. Where'd it go? There it is. So, does that picture look anything like that picture there, dumb fuck? See, there's Africa. You can clearly see Africa. There's the Cape, the Horn. There's Madagascar. Here's Antarctica. And then you've got, yeah, completely fucking different, dude. What the fuck are you talking about, liar? What the fuck are you talking about?
Simple. Let's review on a couple of things that NASA gave us to investigate. And I don't know if they do this stuff on purpose. I'm not really sure.
CC, they don't give a fuck about flat earthers. They don't give a shit what you think, how you feel, how butthurt you are about them going. They don't give a fuck about you, man. There's nothing that they put in there that's any kind of a mystery for you to fucking solve.
With the next couple of things. And by the way, I'm going to be spending the next few days just tearing apart this whole thing because it's so much fun. The black astronaut, when I first saw him, I was like, I recognize him. I can't tell where the hell he's from. Where I saw him before. Well, first off, he looks like the Rock. Is that the
So basically, they all look alike. Is that what you're saying? Their buddy, that you recognize them from somewhere because they all look alike?
No, he's not as built up as him, but he looks a lot like him. But there's somewhere else I've seen that guy, and I'll find out. I'm gonna have to do some research and figure out where I saw him before. He reminds me of somebody, and I don't know. Anyway, they're saying a couple of them are actors. Ooh, that's
No. Or any of the Artemis 2 crew members actors? Fact check. By Reuters. Post misidentify actor Jamal Thomas as Artemis 2 astronaut Victor Glover. So, yeah, that's, it's false. So, nice try, buddy.
fine. I mean, you don't want to get a little side job, but
It's just so easy.
aren't they part of the military or something? Maybe not. I don't know.
Is NASA part of the military? No, NASA's part of NASA. It's an entity of an in and of itself. It's not Part of the military, stupid.
I have no idea. Oh, are they even real? Is my question. You know, did we meet their parents or anything like that? Do they have any kids or, you know, all these things? Do they have twins?
Does NASA? What? Does who have any kids? What the fuck is he asking?
A little side job, but aren't they part of the military or something? Maybe not. I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, are they even real? Is my question. You know, did we meet their parents or anything like that? Do they have any kids or?
NASA's parents? Or the astronauts' parents? Or Jamal's parents? What the fuck are you talking about? So who are you asking about? Have you met Tom Cruise's parents? Is he real? What the fuck, dude? Have you met your neighbor's parents? What kind of standard is that for fucking proof?
You know, all these things. Do they have twins or anything like that? Anyway, let's get back to the comic relief with NASA's.
You know for a fact that this motherfucker has been forced into anger management at least twice.
Just wonderful launch. Let's start off with the launch. We just tore it apart before it even.
Yeah, it was fucking flawless, asshole. Who tore it apart? You and some other dumb fuck who thinks the Earth is flat?
Left the launch pad. You know, before it even left, we already tore it apart. Let's take a look at that zip line that's in the back of the rock. Where do you think that's going?
Going from the top of the gantry down to the ground as a emergency egress system for the astronauts in case something went wrong.
You know what it reminds me of? A movie that I watched many years ago, Men in Black 3. Do you remember that movie? Yeah.
Yeah, but that movie was wrong because they didn't use that kind of egress system back then. They used a slide. They went into a bunker that they call the rubber room, which is where you should probably be sent. Hey, Calder. Hey, Bob Nosedale's gyroscope.
When they were going to put the some medallion on top of the rocket to keep away this alien species that was going to invade Earth in the future. And in 1969, they had to go back and put that on top of it. The Arch Nest, I think, is just coming to me right now. Anyway, so they put it on top of the rocket, and the zip.
Yeah, that was a movie. That was a movie.
Line took them right to the beach, isn't it? But you do see it. So the thing is in all the rocket launches that I've seen, very few times do they ever even have a person on it. You know, they don't. Well, there's actually nobody on the rocket, but what I'm saying is just for shit's sake, okay? If there was a person on the rocket, I've never seen a zip line in the back of any of these launches at all, whatsoever. This is the first one that I saw that actually had a zip line on it, and did they want us to see that? I don't know. Why did we see that camera angle, okay?
Probably because they've used a slide in the past. So.
Why?
Not every rocket launch is set up exactly the same way, dumb fuck.
These are all things that I like to talk about with people who still believe in the ball. Okay, let's take a look at the bottom of the spacecraft, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. We're not even getting into the capsule yet. We're still working with the rocket. Okay, the rocket on the bottom has this cloth. It looks like to me. It looks like a bouncy house. It looks like I mean, you can obviously see this is a fucking balloon. You know, I mean, if you don't.
What's a fucking balloon? What are you what's a balloon? What are you talking about?
A camera angle, okay? Why? These are all things that I like to talk about with people who still believe in the ball, okay? Let's take a look at the bottom.
But you don't, CC. You're a coward. I've challenged you to have a debate, a conversation, and you didn't want to do that. See, how many times have you debated this with someone who believes in the ball? None, right? So you're lying again.
Bottom of the spacecraft.
Or do you mean your neighbors that you torment with your bullshit? Are those the people you converse with?
Whatever the fuck you want to call it. We're not even getting into the capsule yet. We're still working with the rocket. Okay, the rocket on the bottom has this cloth. It looks like to me. It looks like a bouncy house. It looks like
You mean the shroud that protects the mechanism from heat? You mean the flexible fucking shroud?
I mean, you can obviously see this is a fucking balloon. You know, I mean, if you don't see this, the zip line, the bottom of the
Okay, how many balloons have you seen that look like that, CC? How many? How many balloons?
rocket, where the rockets are, that little mesh that's moving all around. This is supposed to hold tons of fuel and all sorts of stuff.
No, that's a shroud to protect the mechanism, the gimbal, from heat. What are you talking about? The thing that it's attached to, that's what holds the fuel, dumb fuck.
No, it's not. It's a balloon. It's let go and released because it bounces around. I did a video on that many years ago. That's what it does. It's sitting on the rocket launch and it's like held up with strings or something like that, a rope, and it's just like bouncing around like that. And you believe that weighs that much and it's bouncing around. That fucking thing, an amateur rocket.
Bouncing around. When has it ever bounced around? You mean when it takes off? When it takes off? When it launches? It doesn't bounce around, liar. What the fuck? This guy's a dumb fuck. Holy shit. What a dishonest piece of shit this guy is.
Rocket sits there on a rock and doesn't move before it launches off. Really bad. All the windows are blacked out as usual. We never see them going into space. Isn't that would be an historic event, don't you think?
Yeah, they showed videos of them going into space. People have observed them with telescopes, track them. You know, they're not tracking them up and down into the ocean.
They didn't show anything at all. They just showed a conference. 45 minutes of bullshit and cartoons, and then all of a sudden they're in space and there they are.
I don't know what you watched, motherfucker. But it definitely wasn't the Artemis 2 launch.
And they did stay in that capsule the entire time for 10 days. Did a video on that too. And that's
Yeah. I've stayed in my house for 10 straight days. What's the problem?
It's bad. That's disgusting, and it's really horrible. The size of that capsule, if you look at it when it's splashed down into the water, it looked actually smaller than, a minivan or a box truck. You know what I'm talking about? Oh man, I mean, you just. Oh, okay. And let's take a look at something else too. All right. What's the shape underneath the capsule? Okay, it's like oval, right, with the heat shield.
Yeah, it's called aerodynamics.
And everything like that. Well, that's funny because we saw one video when it was concave inside and there was no heat shield on it. That was a picture that Fox got. I'll try to find that and I'll put that down as a video.
Okay. So the heat shield is convex and the craft is concave. What's the problem?
There's so much more. And
the heat shield is meant to ablate, right? It's called an ablative heat shield. It's meant to disintegrate and take the heat away from the craft. And the more of it, the better off they are. So if the craft is concave and the heat shield is convex, well, you'd have a lot more material to ablate than if both were convex. You stupid fuck.
When it landed, this guy goes over there and with a key opens the latch. Was this thing supposed to be in space, for crying out loud? Fuck. So bad.
Look at fuck. He's so pissed off. He's so pissed off at reality, at them going to the moon and proving that his fucking worldview is bullshit.
It's just so bad.
It's hilarious.
So, in a way, I do feel sorry for the bowlers that believe this. I feel sorry on both ends. I feel so.
Oh, you feel sorry for us? Oh, that's so sad.
Sorry for the bowlers, and I feel sorry for NASA. Okay, because you have to understand these people who fake this will never ever get through their life without eye cracking at some point.
So you got a douche flute, just like me. That's a nice little vape.
That's why I begin to think these people are even real. You know what I'm talking about?
That is a nice vape. Just gun steel gray. Nice.
That they'll just disappear and then you'll never see them again. Who knows? I could be wrong. I don't know.
Not as nice as mine, but
I don't know. But she already fell apart. Who's that? The cat? I don't even know what the fuck her name is. Who cares? You know what I'm talking about. The female one that was part of the crew. She fell apart on stage. Okay, she couldn't even get through that. You're gonna live the rest of your life with that, and you can't even go through one skit? Oh no, none of them are. None of them are, but they all look kind of familiar. I don't know what it is. I didn't tap in on this before. I really never even watched the launch.
So he's trying to say, oh, they look all familiar, like he's discovering this when he just saw it on Facebook, just saw it on YouTube. But he's trying to say, oh, yeah, that was me that figured out that they're actors. Isn't that hilarious? He tries to be such a big man, but he's just a small person.
I watched it afterwards.
I mean, he's been around for how long, and he only has 5.6 thousand subscribers? He's got less than 6,000 subs, and he's been around for years. I mean, he's been around like, he's been around YouTube longer than I have.
You know, I didn't watch it live. I kind of wish I did, but I didn't have the time. I mean, there's no time to do this at these weird hours of the day where most of us are working or we're just waking up. You know, I mean, 6 a.m. Let's do 6 a.m. What about 5? Launch off at 5:30. Everybody would be awake to see that. Bastards.
Launch windows don't give a shit what time you get up in the morning, dipshit.
So back to what I was talking about. So I feel sorry for the bowlers, and I feel sorry.
Yeah, I'm jealous of his hair too. Hey, biggest August.
For NASA, and the bowlers believe this, and they actually think it happened, and they think that we went around the moon, and those pictures of the dark side of the moon are real. They think that's a
They are.
tangible object up there that you could actually land on it.
It is.
You know, that it's real and actually reflecting the sun.
It does, and it is.
And nobody even acknowledged the fact that it shoots cold light. Okay?
No, it doesn't. That would be physically fucking impossible, asshole. Cold light which would mean it has negative energy. You stupid motherfucker.
Cold light. You can measure
That would violate every fucking law of physics, man.
this. This is testable. You can
And no, it's not. It's been tested legitimately and found to be lacking. So you're lying again, asshole. Stop it.
test this yourself. It doesn't make any
Just
sense.
stop it.
It doesn't make any sense at all. It means it's its own light source. Okay, just back to the bowlers. So they think that
Yeah, they think that the light of the moon makes things rot, right? Deteriorate, which if that was true, that we wouldn't have fruit because it's in the dark like half the time. So it would die on the tree. They are so fucking stupid.
this actually went out there and that it actually landed.
I mean, if the moon gave out cold light, you think maybe that I don't know, refrigeration companies would take advantage of this in some way?
And they're happy with all the videos that were supplied generously from NASA, of course, who did basically shit.
I mean, if it throws out cold light, shouldn't I be able to take a magnifying glass and focus the light from the moon and freeze something?
With the pathetic pictures of Earth, the pathetic picture of the moon. Oh my God, did you see the oval one? That's a beaut. That should be on the iPhone. You gotta love it. Yeah, that's gonna be the new one on the iPhone. The picture of a freaking, I don't know what the hell. I mean, oh, it's a reflection of the lens. Yeah, I'm sure it is. You know, why couldn't you zoom in on any of the landings that we had in the past? Why couldn't you zoom in on that? Nah, why would they do that? Why would they?
See. Did Artemis 2 photograph landing site on the moon? Crew did not photograph the Apollo. Okay. Would have been nice if they did. Oh well.
They show Earth in the backdrop. See the windows back there? Yeah, there's no covering on my windows. You can see back there. And why can't you see that on any of the shuttles or any of the capsules or any of the rockets or anything? They don't supply anything like that. Just give us the bare minimum, okay? And the people will be happy. And they are. They're ecstatic. You know, I don't really see anybody talking about it. I haven't heard anybody mentioning it. The only people that
See, that's CGI. All that CGI back there. It's a green screen.
I've heard are people who are ballers and that are starting to question it. So I'm going to thank now.
What ballers are beginning to question it, CC? Name them. Name them.
So once again, for your courageous operation. I mean, woo! I can't believe they spent 10 days in that fucking capsule with shit flying all over the place, vomit. Disgusting.
No, I don't think there was vomit or shit flying all over the place. I really don't think that ever fucking happened, CC.
It must
Are you basing this on your own life? How you think other people fucking live? Is that what you're basing this on?
stink to high heaven. You ever been in a porta potty before? Ah, yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Go ahead. Now times that by 4 people
Yeah, I've been in a porta potty, and that wasn't a porta potty. They're a dumb fuck. Sorry.
in a capsule with one little hole in the ground. I mean, hole in the thing. It's great. Nice. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. The horse shit that NASA puts out, they will never, ever, ever fake a moon mission landing a person on it. Never. They can't do it. They couldn't even do this. Look how pathetic this came out.
What do you mean how pathetic this came out? It's got you triggered as fuck, dude.
Even if they tried, it'd have to be all. They couldn't do any live shows. I mean, there's no way they could do that. It's so bad. I mean, you look at the capsule.
No, they could do a live show. We'd see it like a 1.5 to 2 seconds delayed. But yeah, they could do a live show from the moon. What are you fucking talking about? They basically did do a live show from the moon. The Apollo missions. They broadcast from the fucking moon, asshole.
Detaching from the rocket, it doesn't look like anything that landed in the water. You know, you look at them, they're smiling, they're happy. Oh, of course, with the long hair.
Yeah, they're smiling because they made it. Yeah, but it's probably the most terrifying fucking thing you'll ever fucking do. Being strapped to a bomb and sent out into space past the moon and back. Yeah, if you made it back, you'd be smiling too.
You gotta love that. That's nice. You know, that's all military. You get your head shaved, right? That's it. There's shit all over the.
But NASA's not military. NASA is a research organization, an exploration organization. You're thinking of Space Force, and I don't think the Air Force shaves your head in basic training. You get a crew cut. You know, in the Army, you can opt out to get a crew cut, or let them shave your head. It's easier if they shave it. A lot less maintenance. So no, they didn't. It isn't a requirement to shave your fucking head, man.
The place up here. And they weren't steering anything. Everything was pre-programmed, I guess, right? Or was.
Yeah, NASA was controlling everything. What are you talking about? Okay.
So maybe they were doing it on Earth, and okay, so that signal was traveling all the way out there. There is no 8-second delay. Okay, this is when they were.
Right. That's to the sun, idiot. It's about a second and it's about a second and a half delay. About 3 seconds return to the moon. They weren't to the moon yet, so it's about 3/4 of a second. So what are you fucking talking about?
We're talking to the president of the United States of America, who I'm surprised had anything to do with this. But anyway, no 8-second delay. But there isn't. You know why? I know why there wasn't an 8-second delay during the conversation.
Because the moon isn't 8 times the speed of light, or 8 light seconds away. See, the moon is about 1.5 light seconds away.
They were in space still. Okay, you actually have to be on the moon to have that 8-second display. I mean, 8-second delay. Okay.
Again, not 8 seconds.
And I guess that's what it is. But if you're as far away as the moon and you're in space, there's no delay. You actually have to have, I guess, gravity maybe somewhere involved with that. Yeah, it's quarter.
No, it's radio. It's a radio transmission. See, what they do is you have a thing called Mars. The military amateur radio system, something like that, or military alternative radio system, something. And you have amateur radio operators who have like base stations. And what they do is they sign up with the Mars system to be able to patch a landline through their radio and broadcast that to where they need it to be sent. See, that's how they did it. See, it's a radio communication with a landline patched in. I used to call my parents from Germany using the Mars system on the barracks phone. You just call the number, you say I'd like to make a call to my folks. They say what time, you give them the time, What date? Give them the date. Say, be at the phone. They call you. They patch you through. And every time you stop saying, you say over. And every time they stop, that's the requirement, because that's a requirement for radio transmission in the amateur bands. And then when you're done talking, you say out. And then when they're done talking, they say out. It's very simple, but it's not, they don't have a phone line stretched from here to the fucking moon, dumb fuck.
Amount of Earth, gravity of the moon. So that's what it is, guys. I see. All right, perfect. I mean, I'm just so happy, that I can figure out these things on my own. So I don't question that.
But you can't. That's the problem. You're not smart enough or honest enough to figure this shit out on your own.
Or any fakeness that they put out, because there is no explanation for it at all whatsoever. Okay, they're doing this because they are at the end. All right, and they know it. There's too much of it. They've turned their comments off at this point. I mean, they can't do it anymore. They can't give us bullshit anymore. They can't do it. It's caught up to them. Our technology is caught up to them. Could you imagine what they...
Just checking to see if he had his comments on. That would be funny, wouldn't it? Because a lot of flat earthers turn comments off on their channels.
They have, in comparison to what we have, God knows what they have, especially with AI. I mean, wow. They must be decades ahead of us, So, and that's why I don't understand why they can't do a better job. Oh, and once again, no stars, guys. Damn.
Yeah, because you're exposing for the Earth that's in daylight. So you got a lot of light coming from the Earth.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I had somebody email me. Oh, what about the stars? It's like, yeah, those are stars, all right. Yeah, right. No.
Let's see. Where was it? Start closing these down. I thought I opened a tab. Huh. Photos from Earth taken from Artemis 2. Yeah, see, in order to photograph a telescope or a star, it takes a long exposure. And, yeah. Anyway.
No, that was a glitch in the screen. See, when you use a CGI, it glitches like that sometimes. That's your star. So no stars once again. And it's just, it's laughable. Okay, is the best thing I could say. Just laughable. Okay. So I'll be continuing. Oh, and also, I was doing a little AI thing, a little research on that myself too. So when the rocket launches off, it turns, of course.
So have you done a search, an AI search of is the Earth flat? Have you done that, CC?
Right? They call that the gravity turn. Yeah, that's right. Because the Earth spins faster at the equator than it does, say, here in Westchester County. I think she said it was 787 miles per hour, and at the equator is about 1100. So it's a big difference, the curvature of Earth and everything like that. Yeah, so they curve and then they take off. Oh, okay, all right. That ship isn't going anywhere, okay? None of them ever went anywhere.
Really? It went to space, dipshit. It went around the moon, came back.
What about the radiation belt?
It's no problem. We've learned to insulate the ship from it, and we fly through a thinner part of it. And, yeah, it's no problem.
Did anybody talk about that? Was anybody...
Yeah, they have talked about it.
Concerned about the astronauts going through that radiation belt? Considering...
No, because to go through it unshielded, it's about as much as you get on a chest x-ray. That's about the amount of radiation you get. And it's not deionizing radiation or ionizing radiation. It's just radiation. So you can shield it with 2 layers of aluminum, which they did.
And the only way you can help yourself going through a radiation belt is either with layers, I'm talking like 2 feet, 3 feet of either gold, metal, to shield you. But
okay, citation needed. Where's your proof of that? Or are you just going by what other flat earthers have said because they don't understand shit either?
How is their shield? Oh, it had heat panels on it. That's right. That's right. That was no problem
A sheet of paper? Yeah, it's pretty weak.
at all going through the radiation belt at all, right, guys? No mention of it either. Why mention something like that? That would kill them. No mention at all. Cheers, NASA. Thank you for your gems. We'll be going through it step by step, and we're gonna have fun this summer because we're gonna have to go through a lot of it. Okay, there's not much, but there's still, you gotta go through frame by frame in order to pick some of this stuff up, and I'll be doing that too myself. I'm a little limited with my technology. However, I will do the best I can. So stay tuned. Thank you for subbing. Thank you for viewing my videos, and let me be part of your life.
You're pretty fucking limited with your intellect, too. Anyway.
This. Like, where did this come from?
We.
Oh, your favorite guy.
That mountain looks like it's right there.
You can touch it.
You can just touch it, but they say it's like
Uh-huh.
a few miles away.
Like these mountains, bro.
I've never seen this.
Dude,
You can touch
and
it.
like those are pretty huge. They
It's
look
like
like you
right
reach
there.
out and touch them, you know?
It's like you can see the background meet the ground, you know, like the backdrop. You can almost touch it.
Yeah, look who's here. It's Neil.
Ooh, I'll take.
I think this is Mr. Keswick's.
Man, they are just triggered as fuck, aren't they? I love it.
Once and for all, and show that we live on a spinning map ball.
I like it.
Are you would?
That ought to keep you out of jail, huh?
All right.
This is fucking hilarious. They are such whiny little bitches, aren't they? Oh my god, I don't like it. Oh, I don't like it.
Let's get it. Holy moly. Mogi.
Big ball. Mad ball.
And McDuffie McFlew to Mark Pachico for the McSloop to end the McDavid.
I mean, this is like over a year old, guys. We're going on a year and a half old. When are you going to stop being triggered by this?
Back once and for all, and show that we live on a spinning map ball.
And what, here's a comment from Damascus. He says, where is it? Yeah, here it is. Damascus Steel. This is about Artemis. But Damascus wrote, nobody's freaking about your imagery BS. More people than ever are calling BS on this crap. Dude, you're still losing your fucking minds over the final experiment. You're going to tell me you're not triggered by Artemis? Yeah.
That thing's flat.
Yes, while he's showing you a spherical Earth. Yeah. He's saying the view looks flat. It still looks flat because that's how fucking big a sphere it is.
Back hegen, back to land, coughing back through, to back and fatigue for the match roof, to end the back bed back once and for all, and show that we live on the spinning back wall.
Dumb ascus squeal. Exactly.
It looks pretty flat to me.
Extremely.
To end the back bed with once and for all, to end the back bed with once
Hilarious.
and for all, to end the back bed with once and for all, let go that we could and
Not over till the fat lady sings.
Or the fat black man. Yeah. One of the two.
Of course, Mr. Cheswick. What a dumb fuck. Holy shit. They are just triggered as shit about that.
He's a invert. He's really a fat lady.
That stuff is flat.
Good morning.
Venus in the house. Shout outs.
Hey, Jim, how you doing?
Veronica.
Veronica's here too. Yeah, everybody's getting out.
Shout out. Scott Level, the Realms, the one,
Yeah, I
the
saw
only.
So, Duffy, where's that documentary, buddy?
Oh, snap. The hard question.
Where's your fucking GoFundMe money, buddy?
Well, we need more money. We're like NASA. We need more funding.
That is
That's
the
just the way
elephant
it
in the
works.
room. Pass the collection plate. Damn it.
Yeah. Being a preacher, he's good at that. So I got a sun
allegedly.
calculator from and moon calculator.
He's as
from
much as a
Lake.
You notice he doesn't even have a link to his GoFundMe anywhere in his videos now. You notice that? He doesn't post a link at the beginning of his live streams. He never intended to go in the first place. And he owes a lot of people some money back.
he's as much of a preacher as Professor Dave's a professor.
Oh yeah. Well, I seen.
And him getting his fucking work card hacked, I don't buy that for a fucking minute. Not for a fucking minute. Why would he take his fucking work card and put money for a trip on it? You don't take it out of fucking GoFundMe until you're ready for it. Why the it stinks to high heaven.
Seen his congregation name.
And fucking deplorable ilk or who can't remember who it is are gonna say, well, no, he got his card hacked and he had to take that money. Bullshit.
Much of a congregation either.
You got your fucking account hacked. You fucking deal with it. You don't take other people's money and replace it with it. You know, if you got it hacked, then the company would fucking know about it. You could trace it. You'd get your money back.
Nah, it's fabrications.
It's just he might as well have titled his GoFundMe Roger's ATM.
Unauthentic.
Because I mean, what was he doing? Hey, deplorable. So what does he do with the money? He fucking buys subscriptions for like dozens of people.
I wonder if they're still having service at his church. I haven't been over there in a while.
No, they took the whole they're called like scenes, you know, they're like props, and you know, it's a set.
I wish that were a set. JJ, that's a pitiful set. It's a dinky little building.
Exactly, you know, it's low budget. He had to put his money back for the troubles he's in.
You know that was a church before he got there, right? You know, he didn't start that church. He's just a minister there. He's just a preacher. You know, that church was well established before he got there. They just needed a new minister, and he volunteered. So what are you talking about? It's janky because of him? No, it was already janky.
What troubles are he in?
I mean, these guys are really disgusting, aren't they? They fucking slander people, lie their ass off.
Yeah, it's all over the net, man. You know, take
I
a look.
heard. Yeah. I hear he's in hot water with the federal government there.
That's all fake news, you know.
Oh, yeah. Everything's fake.
And Duffy's a preacher. You know, he's a good guy, man. You know, trust me, bro.
You ever heard of a band called Wet Leg?
Everything's fake, man. Everything's fake. You know, everything. Oh, except for flat Earth. Except for flat Earth and the bullshit we believe in. That's all real. But you know, all the reality in the world, that's all fake.
No,
No, neither do I. I just looked them up. They're like online. Like it's popped in my feed. I'm like, what the fuck is Wet Leg? There's an actual band with the name Wet Leg.
I'd imagine somebody pissed themselves. You know?
Yeah, that would happen if you did piss yourself. You'd have a wet leg.
Yeah.
Well, I got a Tuesday pan from Pablo. I want to share that with people.
Oh hell yeah!
Now I was told that I have no proof.
No, they're not called that because they pissed themselves, Roger. That's not why their leg is wet.
Can't communicate with people.
Jeez, Roger's a dumb fuck, isn't he? It's called wet leg because of that. Different kind of wet, Roger.
That's all
I've heard about them before Roger heard about them.
Look at his proofs. And I can communicate. I'm semi-decent at it, I think. I mean, I get everything. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I'm not the dumbest neither. I do understand how to communicate a topic to a point, and I'm pretty well versed in this topic. I've been in it long enough. I should be.
I'd say. Shout out to Mr. Soups.
Oh, Soups here?
Yeah.
And this is wet leg. There's no video. It's just a still picture. Not bad. Dig it?
You know, let's just see a little bit of evidence to support curvature. You know,
we've shown you the evidence, asshole. We should be giving you a fucking mountain of it.
it's like all this talk. Let's see some proof of some curvature that ain't cartoon, CGI, fakery, sophistry. You know.
Oh, you mean all the excuses, except for, outside of all of your excuses. So it's all fake. Every bit of it is fake. But you still want more, right? You still want more. Well, why don't you give us some evidence? Well, we do. Well, that's all fake. Well, why are you asking? If every bit of evidence we've ever given you is fake, why do you keep fucking asking, asshole?
You know, malicious intentions with alternative motives. Like, how many of those do you got to see before you realize maybe you're trusting the wrong people? Or
hey, Calder. Deplorable.
You shouldn't trust anybody, you know.
I'm really high.
All the evidence is there in your face every day. It proves
every day you walk.
No, it doesn't. See, you look at the ocean and you go, that looks flat. So the entire Earth must be flat. You have no concept of scale. You have no idea how big 44,000 miles is and how big of a fucking sphere the Earth is. You just don't have a fucking clue because you're a simple-minded boob. You don't understand shit that an 8th grader understands. You're dumb, dude. You're ignorant. You never put the work in to educate yourself while you had the chance. And now you look foolish and you embarrass yourself on YouTube live for everybody to see. Holy fucking shit. I mean, humiliation kink? You must have a rock hard cock every time you live stream.
Every observation you've ever made, every picture you've ever taken is of flat Earth.
Absolutely. Well,
Absolutely.
I'm not just saying that to be saying
Oh my fucking god.
it. I've seen it.
Nah, it's
Yeah, tell us it's a circle jerk without saying the words.
demonstrable. It's
Oh,
testable.
demonstrable.
It's
Testable.
observable. It's all the
But you've never done anything but observe it. You've never tested it. You've never demonstrated it. You've never done the math. See, when you demonstrate something scientific, math is involved. Like measurements are involved, especially when you're talking about a shape and a size. Measurements are involved in that, asshole. Where are your fucking measurements? You say it's demonstrable, which means you must have measurements or have seen measurements. So where are they?
elbows. The good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, let's see what Pablo's got to show us. I haven't watched this whole thing. So. You ready, JJ?
Yeah.
Hold your breath. He's at 45 feet above sea level, and he's taking these long-range photographs, or not just photographs, just videos. I wish
So he's 45 feet up. Okay.
NASA could do this. Here we go.
Falsifies the claimed radius, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And that was even touted by a few of the people on the Globe side when we first came into the Black Swan thing. Is like, well, the least they did was debunk the radius of the Earth. I'm like,
Right.
no shit.
Which, demolishes their whole model.
So the people that came up with this are BMLSB 69 and Quantum Eraser. And Quantum Eraser says that because of the Black Swan, the Earth's radius is now 24,000 miles. That's what QE said. Notice the new radius is, see, a flat surface doesn't have a fucking radius, Roger. A sphere has a radius, but not a flat surface. So topologically, a flat Earth is impossible, and QE has said so. And then when BMLSB 69 took a worse photograph, a photograph through worse refraction, he then said the new radius is 1,000,000 miles. The new radius is 1,000,000 miles. So not only is that so fucked up for you, that makes absolutely no sense that because of refraction, a phenomenon that happens because of the weather, the heat and humidity, that means that Quantum Eraser thinks that a planet's size can change because of the weather. That's fucked up.
Because it all falls apart if the radius falls apart. Everything is based around their magic, their lie.
The whole radius makes up the circumference too.
No, the radius doesn't make up the circumference. It doesn't. You have to multiply the radius by 3.14. That's how you get the circumference. But see, and that's another thing, is the Bible says that the circumference of a bowl is 3 times the radius. Now, while some people might say, well, they're not wrong, it's just a rounding error because they weren't as precise with math back then. It was just estimating. But my question is, why hasn't anybody fixed the fucking error? Right? We know what pi is now. Why hasn't anybody fixed it? If you've got a school book, right, that says 2 plus 2 is 8, and nobody caught it up until the time that, wow, somebody finally said, look, wait, this is wrong. They'd change it, right? They'd change it.
Right. and everything, the day, the night, every cycle. Oh, when they went and circled Earth twice before they circled the moon, the slingshot engaged, that was all based on the radius.
Same radius. Yep.
Yeah, it is.
It's weird, huh?
Boy. Cartoons, man.
Yeah. Welcome to cartoon world. Now let's see what Pablo's got.
Yeah.
Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. It's about 3:50 p.m.
350 feet.
Hey, man, where's the shore of this mountain, of this slope? Where's the shore of that? Because if you're 40 feet up, you should see the opposite side of this lake. So where's the shore? Why do you have a hard, crisp line here and then a blurred background? They don't meet. This land does not meet with that line. You do realize that, right?
Yeah. Late in the day.
I'm at UCSB Lot 6, camera's about 45 feet. Temperatures just under 70, 68 to 70 down through town.
Pretty warm day.
Yeah. Water temps.
So refraction's minimal. So where's the other side of this fucking lake, man?
Been kind of funky. It was 64 the other day. Now it's reading 59 mid-channel buoy. So it's somewhere between, let's say, 59 and low 60s along the coast. And humidity is just over 50%. It says 53% in town. That's Mesa Lane Beach on the left, 6.5 miles. Background 22.7, La Conchita Beach.
We'll zoom in a minute, I think. There you go.
Where's the bottom of whatever this white thing is? Where is that?
Typical low horizon down
Look at those waves come over the curve like that.
Mesa Lane
Hey,
Beach
you
down
can
there.
see those people walk over
Looks
the
like
curve.
a bit
too.
of
It's cool.
upward refraction and fair mirage right above the water.
They disappear from the bottom up, so they got to be going over the curve.
Based on
I mean,
the
duh.
white spots above the water.
Well,
to
most
the
people
right
don't
of
remember
break.
foreshortening.
No, white water.
A couple other
Waves.
books for effect.
White water out there on the
Basic
rocks.
perspective.
Yeah.
Just to the right of that little white buoy, you can see.
That's how you know they're not intellectually honest.
Well, he's zooming in further. Look at this. Like we can
You
see
see-
even further now. Look at this.
Did he say he failed 7th grade twice? Are you serious? I mean, I believe you. Don't get me wrong.
6 miles like
Going
it's
down
supposed
to
to
the
be people over there.
tree.
I mean, I'm not amazed.
See boats out there about 10 miles too.
Yeah, post the clip. I'll show it. I'll play it. I'll fucking make a sound I'll put it on my soundboard alongside of.
But I'm just a dumb flirter. I wouldn't know anything.
And
Flatsoid thoughts on orphans.
I'd put it right in between there.
There's a
That
tree
little knoll down
mid-frame.
there is around 36 miles away.
280 foot elevation, 30.6 miles. The
Yep, there you go,
Gorbachev to the
30.6.
left is the same distance.
Where's the shore? Where does this landmass touch the water? Where is that, man?
Since approximately 320 feet.
I didn't know.
And that's platform Hogan there.
Post it to Discord, and I'll play it through there.
On the right is 17.8 miles.
Where's the bottom of these, man? There's a lot. There's a lot of leg missing, man. Where's the bottom of them? Could you tell me that?
Showing that infrared mirage as well,
Too far away to see?
I believe.
Beyond our limit of vision. Oh, you're too close to the water. You're 40 feet off, man.
You know, I like how they say that anything hidden by the horizon is like
easy
behind the
down there, so
curve.
we'll see what we can
Yeah, that's a fact, asshole.
Oh yeah,
Has to
it's
be.
always
So
it's never to tilted.
How it's in the Pinnacle Mountain.
It's
Yeah.
like always horizontal.
The horizon is about 3 to 5 miles away. And 3 to 5 miles away, that would represent like a fraction of a degree, like a small fraction of a fucking degree. So how are you going to see something tilted away a fraction of a degree? How are you going to see that? Especially boats that move with the water, they bob. How are you going to see that?
Vertical.
Yeah, it's weird.
Better way to say
It would tilt with the curve.
Everything will be tilted.
I mean, I swear to God, they must think in their head that if the Earth is a ball, it must be the size of a basketball. The curvature that I should see should be about the size of like the curvature of a basketball. I think that's what they fucking think. That it should look really curvy if the Earth is curved. But they don't have any fucking concept of scale. They just don't. I mean, circle, center, and radius. 4,000. 4,000 mile radius. Okay? Oops, shit. So let's zoom out and see our ball, our circle, our cross section of a sphere. There it is. Now let's take a line and draw a line. Let's see. A segment with given length. We'll start it here and we'll say 300. Right? There we go. That's a 600 mile view. Let's cancel that. But we can't see that wide. Our field of view is not that wide. Our field of view is about that. So if we go from here to here, and then we measure that, that's about 50 miles. So if you could see 50 miles from left to right, that's what you should see. A flat fucking horizon. Yeah.
Put away from you, yeah.
Yeah, what a concept.
I mean, again, no sense of fucking scale at all. And you know how we know that that's what you should see? Because that's about the gap you get when you take two straight edges and compare the horizon to them.
I don't know.
Henry 16.4.
Level. Yeah, it's a tough concept to grasp.
Pesky Ridge is probably about.
I like
You
what
can see the
like.
pesky range from here. That's 50 miles away.
All right.
You like me putting the Canada so flat you can see your dog run away for 3 days.
I've died in gray zone warfare like a total of 16 times. And 4 of those were at the Tiger Bay Mall last night. In one night. I lost so much fucking gear trying to go back and get my body. Get my... fuck. Pissed me off. Just sucked. I was at fault, but... there we go. Hold on.
Ever seen a bird's eye view of the Challenger explosion?
I was sitting in a schoolroom when they rolled the TV in and said, "Everybody pay attention. We all got to watch." And they rolled the TV in. I was probably, 12 years old, maybe.
Yeah, I think I was around 14 when it happened. I went through 7th grade twice because I didn't like to do my homework.
Wow. Okay.
Everybody.
See it right here in the background above Malibu. 71.5 miles, approximately 2789
I found an old black swan for you. I'll show you.
Wow.
There's platform hill.
Yeah, this is thought that was funny.
House, 14.6 miles, looking tilted
14.6 miles. And you can see the bottom of the damn thing. Green.
No, you can't, Roger. You can't see the bottom of the damn thing, you dumb motherfucker. The bottom of the thing is right here. Is somewhere around here. Because this is like the first level. And it's as tall as the bottom level. So the bottom level is about right here. But you can't see it, can you? You know why? Because there's a fucking mountain of goddamn water. There's a hill of water in the way. Because the earth is a sphere, you stupid shit. If the earth was flat, you could see the bottom of it. You know why you'd be able to see the bottom of it? Because you can see the fucking top of it.
Your eyesight's bending over that curve.
Yeah, and it's also putting the object horizontal.
Yeah. Weird.
And you can't see the bottom of this one either.
Observer.
Of course. It's a mirage.
Illusion. What you're watching is an illusion. It's a mirage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Platform C. Yeah, that little interior mirage is hiding the base of the rigs and that catwalk down there and the little sign to the left.
I mean, like I said, these are flat earthers, just dumb motherfuckers who got tired of being embarrassed in public talking about things. So they formed a little club where you can say whatever dumb shit you want, and everybody else is going to call you a genius for it.
Make black swans
Flat Earth is their safe space.
great again, you know?
Uh-huh. This is a great observation, Pablo. Keep doing it, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can see where reflection starts in the horizon. It's almost at eye level there, JJ. Weird. I can see stuff on the mountain peaks over there.
Yeah. Those are satellites, man.
Oh, they are. They're like antennas.
That's the ISS.
I think I got my go peak kind of left.
Man, he's got no sunlight over here, doesn't he? Hardly at all.
Right. Those are actually ground towers. No satellites needed, baby.
Land to the right that sticks out quite a ways at 40 to 42 miles.
It's almost like Tourette's in a way. Just the bullshit spews out. They don't have any fucking control over it. There's flat, baby.
And that's all with a small little 9mm zoom lens. I'm telling you. Weird, huh?
Yeah, and it's higher quality.
No, there's no inferior mirage in that image. No. It's pretty good viewing conditions.
Than anything NASA shows us. NASA like 8-bit
How
graphics.
far is it from Mount Hood to Mount St. Helens? The distance.
The only time that tree to the right is hit.
Oh, you're asking.
I've got a shot with both mountains.
Horizon at all is due to a lot of upward refraction, downward displacement.
Oh, downward displacement, upward refraction. Yeah, that they think that you get downward or upward refraction all the fucking time. They don't understand the law. They don't understand optics. They don't understand how light works. They just say it's the exact opposite. You know, when you can see something when you couldn't normally see it, that's that's when it's normal, right? You should be able to see it all the time. But when you can't see it, that's upward refraction. That's something that rarely happens, but that happens all the time. Like that photograph of the Illinois skyline or Indiana skyline, whatever, Chicago skyline. They think that that is what is reality, but all the other days of the year, it's hidden by upward refraction, which you'd be able to measure the amount of barometric pressure at different stages and realize no, that's not a temperature inversion, that's not a pressure inversion. It's not a temperature inversion. It's normal. And the refracted image, the one or twice 2 day a year fucking photo, that's the rarity. That's what we can prove. But they think it's the exact opposite.
Refraction effect called sync.
Like, well, you could get a 50-foot wave and it could cover a ship, okay, all the time. There's always 50-foot waves at a predictable location.
And that's the only time it's ever below the apparent horizon. Ever.
He's pointing out the effect. I like it. You can look these up.
I mean, they're just so delusional.
There's more sunlight over here. Or
they're so bought into their own bullshit.
He brought his.
I need a soda.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll leave you with a little.
God, they're so dumb. They make me dehydrated.
Alberoni's up there with rings and shadows.
It's pretty sweet. Where's this guy at?
Oh, this is I think Santa Barbara.
Oh, really? I thought he was out of the. I didn't know he was in the U.S.
Yeah, Cabo. You sub to him.
I'm sub to him.
You are? Oh.
Yeah.
You can kind of see where I'm at.
It's one of Ben's favorite guys to go to. He's an engineer. He doesn't claim to be a scientist.
Okay, over and out.
He's got kill shots for the globe anyway. He's got a few of them.
We have those palm trees everywhere here.
Are we back? We're back in black. I'll show you the
and we're back.
I'll show you I made a poster out of this thing.
Oh, I ordered a jeweler's saw and some really thin saw blades. So I'm going to cut a slot or cut the frame here, because that's what real Oakleys have, is that there's a gap there and it's held together with a rubber O-ring. So I'm going to cut both sides of the frame so I could put actual polycarbonate lenses in there, because these are cheap lenses. I mean, you can push on them and flex them. They're really cheap. So
I'll put myself big. But I did this I think around.
I mean, I really fucking like these sunglasses.
2000, probably 15 or so. But I've got. I need to mirror that. But you see what it says, right?
It says Hiri Talf A No Ilno.
Yeah,
You got
Snella Tum Na Sraba Tum Rerer Tum Bootum.
was a Mount Hood here, and
La Conchita. Is that going to get me flagged? La Conchita sounds like the name of a Mexican prostitute. Where's that at? Is that L.A.? Near L.A.? Okay. Why am I looking? Wait, Pablo claims he can see La Conchita Beach. If you look at the map, is Rincon Island. You can never see it. Okay.
Mount Rainier.
Right, and back over here in the corner, there's St. Helens. You can, if you look at it close enough, you can see it. Let me get my finger out of the way. It's still flat on the distance. That's pretty good. I like this one. That's why I made a poster and a small print. I
Yeah,
have
anybody intellectually honest would ask, "What the hell?" You know, like why? Why can we see that? Right?
Good
You,
question, ain't it?
yeah, it's not possible according to the narrative mainstream pushes. You know.
Yeah, well, they're still pushing the narrative because I don't know. They've been teaching so long, they think everybody believes it, and they're gonna keep it that way.
Shout out to Sketches. Where's Pamela? I don't know who Pamela is, but
I
tell
have
her I
no
said
idea.
hi.
Yeah, is her last name Anderson?
Right.
Well, the drama with the book's still going on, and it's not anybody that's doing it. It's all the Globetards. They're like over accusing me of, handing out QE's
You
books.
mean you like the Globetards are stirring a pot? Get out of here.
Yeah, they do that kind of shit.
You mean no?
Shame on them. To be honest with you, they should be shameful of what they're talking about.
They ain't got no shame, dude. These people are shameless.
Wasn't it a TV show?
Most of them like it. I think they got like a fetish for humiliation ritual or something.
No, well, I wanted to dig into my theory on
Says the guy who is embarrassing himself as we speak.
the South, and I actually do personally. This is just my own belief. Hey, Kim Ray's in the house.
Shout out to Cam Ray.
Kim Ray D. What's the D stand for?
Don't worry about it.
There you go. That's a good thing. Don't worry about it. None of your damn business.
The housing area that I lived in, the military housing area when we were stationed in Germany, in Gießen, Germany, was called Santa Barbara. No, Darmstadt. Darmstadt.
Business.
Improv's pretty funny sometimes. Yeah, sometimes.
The one in Gießen, I think, was called Chevy Chase.
They'll always land, but when it does,
yeah, right on target.
They name housing areas like American names. Makes people feel more at home.
You're right about
what's your theory now about the South?
Oh, the South, the gates in the South Ring around our azimuth are plain. There are gates there that lead to probably our dome, and they've been looking for them for a long time, but they shut that stuff down. I think the church.
So yeah, this is where I came in. Started listening last night.
They'll always land, but when it does,
check Discord for map. Muscle Shoals. Where is that? Oh yeah. They've got a Muscle Shoals in Missouri, too.
Yeah.
Right on target. You're right about
what's your theory now about the South?
Oh, the South, the gates in the South Ring around our azimuth are plain. There are gates there that lead to probably our dome, and
no, there aren't. There aren't gates that lead to a dome. There, Roger. You're fucking lying. You're lying about something you heard on the internet or saw some flat earther dumb fuck like JJ say.
They've been looking for them for a long time, but they shut that stuff down. I think the church did it. I think the Catholic Church has a lot to do with no exploration.
Damn Catholics.
And most of the people they tout, like Magellan and Columbus, is really exploratory. They were stymied by the idea that they lived on a globe. They didn't go further enough south and explore the outer edge of our Earth. They didn't go circumnavigating like the big captains did, like Clark and Ross did.
They're definitely hiding some shit. You know, if you're
now Columbus, that wasn't their what their voyage was was supposed to be for. They weren't out to circumnavigate. They were there to go from one continent to another, Roger.
You're not allowed to go there. That speaks volume, right?
Yeah.
But
But you are allowed to go there. Thousands of people do. What the fuck are you talking about, JJ?
biblically, there are mentions of, when the floods happened, that God opened the curtains or the windows, and the waters came from above and below. So I'm thinking like some of these things that they're calling craters, where they always have the little dots in the middle. Those are actually old geysers, dude, that probably flooded this bitch out one point.
You think that's what that is? Fuck me. Holy shit. It's gotta be, all this stuff that people say, that's all horseshit. What I think in my teeny little fucking high school dropout brain, that's what's reality.
I've been to a few of them, actually.
Have
Hey,
you?
Big Pun. How you doing?
BP.
He's sailing. Yeah, what do you think about freezing instruments on rockets in Florida? That's where he lives, so he should know if it freezes down there enough to get a good quarter-inch of ice on the equipment. I think they made that shit up.
Yeah, they did.
And as I said before,
I mean, on a rocket that's cooled, those cones just aren't metal hoops, right? They aren't just metal cones. Those things are structured with a cooling system built in, Roger. They pump coolant through those, or I'm sorry, they don't pump coolant through it. They pump cooled liquid fuel through those cones. It's like a zigzag of piping. It goes in and it cools down the rocket, and then the heat from the rocket also heats up the fuel so it has more energy. It's like a preheating of the fuel. You know how they did it originally? Like they cast them. They fucking like jewelry, like lost wax casting. Now they just print them.
in the past is like, hey, that's the shuttle ain't nothing but a high altitude airplane, dude. That's all it
They
is.
could geoengineer some snow there a little bit every once in a while, but they're not getting like that frozen pictures that they were showing on the Challenger, which I've never seen before. It was a clear day that day.
Yeah. Well, what I mean by gate super, there's like channels that can run out to the outer ring that I think they were probably not frozen at one point in time. I think I think they're afraid of like the South defrosting and thawing because it's been permanently frozen for so long. And there are rumors that they have found like civilizations there, and even in the old folklores in Australia and Tasmania, places like that, they talk about people in the South, like south from them. There were people there in these lands.
Right.
And I
The
think
only thing we know
Hey, IC Spin.
for sure is we don't know shit, right? But there are, suggestions of like boats going out that way, and they're like middle of the inland. Like there's not supposed to be water there, but these boats just keep going.
good
Like,
question.
okay.
What's out there, dude?
If what we're watching is even real, we can't trust anything. Unfortunately, it's like.
Well, I think they designed it on purpose, so they're making this AI stuff to make it seem. And
An old joke with the Navy is, how does a Navy man retire? He picks up an oar off the boat and he starts walking inland. And the first person who stops him and asks him what that thing is over his shoulder, that's where he settles down.
Push their narrative again, or even to make it seem even crazier on our side of it. Really. They're trying to make everything look not real. Nothing's real. Don't buy it, And
they got the Globers, not knowing which direction is up, and then they got the flat earthers not knowing what's what either.
Excuse me, you think that north is up, and we don't know? God, what a moron you are.
No, I mean we know which way up is, but we don't know. Like with
no, you don't. You think north is up. You think people standing at the equator are sideways and would fall off. That's how fucking dumb you are.
All this about just poisoning of the well and just
Flirfs can't up. That would be a good T-shirt. Flirfs can't up.
it's so diluted, right, with just false information and shills leading us, and we're learning a
all
lot
those
from
damn
people that
shills.
are playing the good cop.
Those shills
So
and nerds.
we're just easily persuaded, and we're gullible. We're in a vulnerable position due to the power they possess. The powers that be are not to be underestimated, if you know what I mean.
Well,
They're everywhere. They're infiltrated,
Scott's
man.
in the house, JJ.
Yeah,
Yo.
I shot it. Oh, hey, what's up,
That's
What up?
Scotty?
Hey, was that a new Pablo? Was that like a new one?
Yeah, brand new. They just put it out like 6 hours ago.
Yeah, I didn't see that on my feed, but you noticed though how it was really like crystal clear on the water.
Yep.
Because the cloud coverage.
Yeah.
That's what makes you get way better visibility. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's sunlight to refract.
Yep.
Conspiracy theorists.
Damn it.
You guys will believe anything, man. Jeez. Where's Harmon when you need him, Set us straight.
Well,
Hey, Harmon was right about something last time he was on yelling at you guys.
Yeah.
I forget what it was, but he catches a little nugget.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
still,
every dog has its day.
When it came to the rainbow thing, he was completely wrong.
Yeah.
What do you mean? No, that's what I was going to say. Like, dude, rainbows are, if you look at them
they're 360, yes, but
from above, from above, they're
above,
360.
Yeah. I agree with him on that. It's
and that means so that doesn't mean it's curving like up and down. And no, it's actually going straight across. It just looks like it's going up and down.
Well, that's a false dichotomy, whatever, because really it could just be you're saying that it could be the only plausible conclusion, right? When if it is a dome, then the higher it's all about the observer's position, right?
Yeah.
Just like always, right? And now if you go higher, you might be closer to the actual reflector, right? And if it is dome, then why wouldn't it have a circle if you're at the apex, right?
Yeah,
like
it would
if
definitely
the
have a circle at the
observer is
apex.
looking at an angle that's observing the rainbow off the apex, then it seems like it could plausibly be round.
Yeah.
Rather than being on the ground looking up and it is a dome, and you're not really looking at the right angle from the apex of the dome.
And Scott, when I say he's wrong about it, like try to replicate it, you have to have a mirrored surface.
And I'm not saying I know. I'm just saying that's a plausibility that needs.
What
to
do
be
you mean?
verified.
Hold on, Roger. You can replicate a rainbow inside your house.
Yes, you have to have a mirrored surface though to do it.
What do you
mean? No, you don't.
You mean a mirrored surface? You just need some sprinkling of some water, like a water spring.
In an enclosed room.
It has to have a reflection.
Yeah,
like it has to have a mirror, some type of reflection.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. That's actually a known fact.
Okay, listen. If I spray a hose in my backyard,
in your house,
right? That's because it's reflected.
It's the same thing.
No,
you just need a light source. All you need is a light source.
No, you just told me not to try it on the inside. You'll need to get a mirror. I promise you.
Right.
Yeah.
And when
you mean you'll need to get a mirror like on your ceiling or something? You're trying to say?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, I'll look into it.
Yeah. And when you're outside, it doesn't seem like it because you're not seeing the mirror, but it is proving that there's something there that is reflecting it, because you cannot have a rainbow without a reflection.
Yeah.
The rainbow is it's the light refraction of the water particles.
No,
that's all that is.
That's the mainstream narrative bullshit.
Yeah, that's not the fact.
That's some stupid
That's
shit.
what it is,
It's
though,
easily
bro.
debunkable. Listen, it's easily debunkable, because when you see a rainbow, okay, it could be raining right now. What makes the rainbow choose the shape of a rainbow? Is it just picking certain raindrops to refract through? What about all the other raindrops that it's not refracting?
We went over that with the video.
Okay, it's just the angle of sight. It's your angle of sight.
The mainstream narrative's explanation of what causes rainbows is bullshit.
Yeah.
Just like everything when they're talking, they're bullshit.
Yeah.
If their mouths are moving, they're deceiving you. And if you just go the polar opposite direction, you might not be right all the time, but you're going to be at a much better place. It seems logical over there for some reason.
There's a couple other effects that affect rainbows too. Magnetism is one of them too. On top of that, and FBA Angle actually proves this himself in his own work. So, yeah.
And I'm not saying 100% there's a firmament, because anybody claims the shit that's not demonstrable, or you're making a positive claim, you have the burden to prove it. So I'm not going there. I'm just saying it is demonstrably proven that you can't have rainbows without something reflecting. So I'm not.
The light is reflecting on the inside of the raindrop, or inside of the raindrop. The little balls of water, the light is reflecting off the inside of that, going from the sun to the little ball of water back to your eye. That's how it works. Don't need to have any kind of a reflective surface. You could take a room, completely black it out, paint the walls black, matte black, no reflection. Black the windows out, no light. Take a spotlight behind you, spray water. You'll get a fucking rainbow.
It could be the firmament, is all I'm saying. It sure seems that
Well,
way.
wait,
Adds up
you
to
think
that.
that it's possible to have gas contained inside of a enclosed
I
area?
don't think so, according to the physics or the nature of the
No, yeah,
law.
there's no way. Like
You have
that's definitely something that's definitely
you can't have
two
pressure
things.
without
proven.
containment.
There's
The
two things.
pressure is
Exactly, yeah.
measured
There's two
from its
evidences right there.
container.
You have two evidence for a container: rainbows, gas pressure, dynamic fluid systems that actually work.
So all the
That's
evidence
three.
is supporting there's a damn firmament. We are, that there is a reflective, border
I know that
here.
there's a lot of people in the arena who don't like the idea of the firmament.
There's a lot of them.
Just amazing. Just the ridiculous stupidity is amazing.
Man. And we can't prove it, except the laws of nature will have evidence for it.
Yeah.
And
if we could explore the
You know what's a law of nature? Gravity, motherfucker.
southern parts, and actually, if we can find
Gravity. You ever heard of
some
gravity?
letters
by design.
Gravity.
Which is a huge red flag.
Yeah. Well, back in '68, or was it '58? I think they actually tested for like the optics and for the rigidity of the firmament. There's articles in Britannica that they actually did test, and Flat Earth, Flat Water actually has the documents. He FOIA requested them from the governments, and he actually has the data sheets for it. I've done shows on it. They actually investigated this, and
Yeah, weren't they like drilling? There was some kind of drilling going on, like on a wall in Antarctica, and they couldn't get through it or something, right?
Yeah, that was a different time. This was before that. They wanted to look at the sky itself. What they were doing, that's where they have those stations, Dome A, Dome B, just sitting out there. JJ, you're in twice.
Do you guys remember when they had this is probably, I don't know, like 7 years ago, but they had this little story on the news, it was mainstream news, and it was sky ice dropped from the sky or something, a chunk of. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I know, I remember that. JJ, what's going on with you?
I don't know.
You mean blue ice from a fucking plane?
Do I sound all right? Because
just double JJ.
I got two of you in here.
I'm cloning, man. I'm a shill. I'm one of those.
You're cloning.
Yeah.
You're multiplying.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
getting rid of the other one.
Please.
Okay.
It kicked me off the other one, so I don't.
Was there somebody else named JJ?
No, there's
No,
two.
I was in mid sentence and it just whited my whole screen out. Restream does this shit to me all the time.
Well, it's going to get harder with stream.
Fuck. God damn.
StreamYard, dude. They're at.
I'm not gonna make it another fucking 2 hours. We got 2 hours and 10 minutes left of this shit.
Adding more.
We'll go another 15 minutes.
Widgets and stuff, and people like RG had problems
We'll
staying
speed it
in
up.
StreamYard today. Over on
And people think our technology is getting better. We've been nothing but we went to the moon in 1960, bro.
whatever. 69, dude, 69.
Yeah, but we went further out than we've ever gone before. That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it most fucking certainly is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
These are also people that have never accomplished anything in their miserable fucking lives. They are functionally illiterate. They have never accomplished anything. And they're jealous of anyone who has.
I can tell you this: my PC's holding up a weight of like 30 open tabs right now. It's doing good for a little laptop. I'm telling you.
You have 30 open tabs?
No, I'm exaggerating. I got about 20.
I could do that all day as long as I don't have Restream on. If I have Restream on, I can't have anything open, dude. I can't even chat over there. I got to be on chat on my phone over here.
So I wanted to take
really. You can't. Yeah, I can't chat on my. Like I can't even chat on Restream. Yeah.
It's gotten worse because it wasn't like this originally, but now
Really?
it's consistently bullshit. Yeah.
So I wanted to take a look at this video I found on what is it, star charts. And if you ever look at any old star charts, they come in like a wagon wheel like cartridge, and you can actually determine your location with it.
Those.
Yeah, they're all centered on this. They have a center point in it on the azimuth, and this is how they chart stuff. But they use global coordinates. That's where it falls apart. You can only go so far with it into the equator, and after that point, the charts get convoluted, and that's why they don't. I guess they don't want people going out looking in the south. They can't do it on your own. But back,
It's all digressing, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know, our ancestors had all this shit documented and knew the celestial skies better than any of us. And now that we have all this technology and Space Force and NASA, and it's like just a huge dumbing down. Like, what have they taught us there?
So the ancients knew more about the stars than we do. Wow. I mean, that's some fucking, that's some X-Men fucking level delusion.
Our
ancestors didn't already know, really.
No, they just keep it's like bread and circuses, I guess, in that regard. I think.
Sorry to cut you off, man.
Oh, no problem. They want to keep you enthralled in front of and let somebody else do all the work.
All right. So
they're not. Well, I don't know if there's anybody actually doing work. I see them putting on a show. Basically, that's what I think. NASA is nothing but a stage show.
Yeah, that's all we've seen. We can't prove that they've done anything, you know, except talk a lot of game. That's all. And every positive they claim, apparently they have amnesty to the burden because they never.
What do you mean have amnesty to the burden? We've met our burden.
All right.
We've met our burden, motherfucker. We have met our burden. You haven't.
So this is Indoor Rainbow, take 4. We had some flat earthers who disagreed a little bit with my setup, so I'm going to run the video through again, this time without the metal pan, which was on the floor. I had a metal pan underneath there before, and somebody said it might be reflecting, so we're not going to have that there anymore. And I've got my assistants. Say hi, guys. Hi. All right, so we have a LED light bulb, the front of which is very flat, no curvature. And it's a daylight bulb, 5,000 Kelvin color temperature, pointing down at an angle from a high location in my pole barn. And this is the water setup here. We've got misters coming in.
Man, I wish I had an area that big.
2 misters, one up top, one down here, and a valve to turn it on and off. All right, Austin, hit the light, and we got to turn off the overhead lights. And we've got curtains over the windows, no sunlight coming in. All right, leave the light on, bud. Turn the light on. There we go. All right, so we've got the sun. There's our sun spotlight. And, all right, hit the water. Bailey, hit the water. Austin, you can leave the light on. All right, so here we go. I'm going to see if we can see a rainbow.
There you go.
There, we can see it already. So there's what looks like a full circle rainbow.
Yep. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Never prove any of their claims. That's why we're ultimately here. Because I wouldn't have a problem believing them if they just proved the shit they claim.
Well, I think we would already be out. It would be open to the public to do exploration like that. I mean, what do they got to lose if you go take your own little rocket, go fly to the moon? If it was possible.
Yeah, take your own little rocket and fly to the moon there, Roger. Build a rocket, go to the moon. Do it. Nothing's stopping you, man. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Are they responsible for you? I don't think so. Matter of fact, if they let you go to like places that are unexplored and stuff, they're not going to take responsibility for what you do. Matter of fact, they'll demonize you. They do it with anybody who's done it in the past, right?
So who in the past, Roger, has built a rocket and gone to the moon, gone into space? Who's done that, Roger? Who's fucking done that? You said it's happened in the past that someone has built a rocket and gone out to explore, and they've been demonized. When? Give us names, motherfucker.
Any explorers who've gone to any unknown charted places, they don't make them into heroes.
They absolutely fucking do. What are you talking about? If someone discovers something new on this planet, they most fucking certainly make them out to be heroes. What the fuck are you talking about? They don't demonize them.
It's forbidden. They're criminals.
See, it's just an example of this nothing fuckhead jealous of anybody who accomplishes anything. See, they're just stupid if they find something new. If someone actually does something, then they're just dumb. Motherfucker, what an asshole.
Yeah, especially nowadays. Remember Hoyes Landiford? What happened to him when he took his Icelandic ship and went down to Antarctica?
Yeah.
Who? Hoyes Landiford? Who the fuck is Hoyes Landiford? Hoyes Landiford. Nothing. Got fucking nothing. Based on your search, it appears you're referring to Dr. Landford, a plastic surgeon specialized now. So I don't see anything about a Hoyes Landiford. Nothing, man. You making shit up again, Roger? Probably, right? Probably.
Yeah.
He became a criminal.
Yeah. I wonder how much of these stories are actually true, Even if they're not, it still has meaning behind what you're saying, I'm not saying it doesn't.
To make you scared of like going off and looking for things.
Like that kid that just flew over there and he got stopped in Antarctica and all.
Right, because he didn't request clearance to land, and they just detained him for a few hours and sent him on his way.
I don't buy it because look at our source. If you see it on the damn TV and they're pushing it, it's going viral. It's all hogwash.
Well, they didn't tell the whole story neither, to be honest.
But look how viral it went. It's like, that's just a huge red flag to me, But
all right, so
I don't know. Like,
let's take a look at celestial charting.
Right.
Yeah, it's done like these old. Have you ever seen these, Scott? The celestial charts, the ones they use.
I haven't. This black screen.
Yeah, no, I'm asking if you ever seen one before.
I think I know what you're talking. I haven't seen it yet. I can't respond if I haven't seen it.
We will review how to read a star chart.
Star chart.
This really is a fundamental skill
Yeah,
if you are
that.
interested in astronomy, whether you are a novice stargazer or an experienced observer. Before we begin, it is important to recognize that there are a variety of star charts out there. Reading star charts takes practice, so it can be challenging at first. Start with simple charts and gradually work your...
Now, they make these for several different reasons. They have several different kinds. That's what she was going on about. And each one has to do with different motions of different celestial bodies. They don't all move in sync like you'll see in these Star Trail videos. That's just a certain sect of stars that do that.
Yeah,
no, all the stars move in sync, Roger. You ever seen a star trail? They all move at the same rates, Roger.
The brighter ones, or the ones you can see. Yeah, you're not noticing the smaller ones in like the distant, or not distant, but I mean like the
human being.
If they moved at different rates, you wouldn't have constellations, Roger. Nothing would line up from night to night. You're a dumb fuck, Roger.
As the observer can only see but so many, and so far.
Exactly. You're only seeing what the camera is showing you.
Right. But I do think those star trails, like you're talking about the time lapses, I do think that those are legitimate as far as the stars that you could see from that position. As far as them moving at the same rate or whatever. I don't know. Are they moving at the same rate when you look at the star time lapses?
Sometimes, yeah.
Not always.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah, but
I like to do
just
some
like planets. Planets move different rates. Same thing.
Yeah, the planets are different, because they're wandering stars, and they have their own patterns, which is
Well,
they're
they're
definitely not. Go ahead.
No, they aren't wandering stars, moron. They're planets. See, they used to call them wandering stars before they knew that they were planets. Why do you call them something that we've changed the name of? Do you call automobiles horseless carriages? Do you do that? You fucking don't, do you? Then why do you call them wandering stars?
There's retrograde motion in some of them. They do it some seasons off and on. They'll actually
Jesus
reverse their
fucking
course
Christ.
almost in motion, and then they'll double back on themselves. That's retrograde motion. That's why they designed the Copernican model, is to explain why they do that, because of
Right, yes. The Copernican model, the heliocentric model, explains retrograde motion, dipshit. That's why the geocentric model didn't fucking work.
orbits around other bodies, but there's no visible orbit. It's just retrograde motion. They model it to be
Yeah, and
it's just what you're seeing. It's not
look at the
proving that it's going backwards.
geometry of the patterns that these wandering stars make. They're like
It's going backwards in comparison to other things. It's not going backwards physically. It's just in comparison to like the sun, it looks like it's going backwards because it orbits around the sun.
I'm talking about the Fibonacci or the
And we orbit around the sun.
patterns that these
I mean, if you would have stayed in school, you would have learned this.
wandering stars make. They're like, I'm talking about the Fibonacci or the tree of
I mean, this is 8th grade fucking astronomy, man. This is 8th grade astronomy. You should have learned this.
life type flower patterns. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I look at it like this, guys. It's like you know what what do they call those dynamo? It works like that. Like they're actually gaining
a dynamo. You know what a dynamo is? A dynamo is an electric generator. It's just another word for an electric generator.
Momentum and energy in the
It's magnets and coils, and a coil.
process that powers from a source. It's like a machine almost. They're slowing down during these cycles to gain energy. Like they're charging up, you might say. That'd be a better way to look at it.
That's what I think the moon does for sure.
Yeah.
That's what it appears to me.
Yeah, so I think there is something to a dynamo system, an electric system within the star itself. Yeah, and they're very well designed, obviously. They've been going for thousands of years as far as we have on record throughout history.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think they actually do affect the seasons, too. I think this is why I wanted to talk about the summer gates in the South. They've been rumored for ages that there's channels in the South that will eventually open up. And even the Russians have found that there are parts in the Antarctic circle that it's actually thawing, and they can break through with icebreakers even further inland into the ice field that's out there past the wall. So they do this. They go out there with icebreakers and they test it out. They're getting further and further as they go. They say this much at least.
Yeah.
They say this. They say this. Yeah, those guys, them, those fellas.
Allegedly.
Hey Roger, have you heard that? You've seen that? What's his name? Witsa Gets It has been on lately. He's been doing a few streams.
Yeah.
But he's saying that he can replicate spiral galaxies and all different kind of galaxies with magnetism or something like that. Some kind of demonstration he said he can actually prove. Interesting. I like to see
it. Yeah.
Witsit? You mean something he'll talk about? Because that's all Witsit ever does. He never demonstrates anything.
Oh yeah, I want to see it too. Yeah.
You can also demonstrate cold.
God damn it. He had to fucking mention, didn't he? Witsit word salad. So
What is a full moon and what is a new moon on your model?
Probably like a magnetic cycle, and just like the center of a barrel cell image of a magnet.
I think it's probably like a magnetic cycle, just like the center of a ferrocell spiral. Image of a magnet, it's just black in the middle. It's actually pure inertia, not just a little. In the ferrocell image of a magnet, it actually goes into its inertial state, then charges back up. It becomes like etherically displaced. Yeah, you start to see it charge up once more, and it goes back like it did before. Once it becomes like etherically spaced, you see it charge up and take its place. Oh, shucks, ain't that so? That's how moon phases work, fam. Pass the dresser. In the magnet's heart, centrifugal divergence flies, centripetal convergence pulls. Defying all science, etheric whispers sing, light and shadow blend, magnetic cycles spin, where physics seems to end. In the ferrocell image of a magnet, it actually goes into its inertial state, then charges back up. It becomes like etherically displaced. Yeehaw! Grab your partner, swing 'em round, magnetic cycles up and down. Either song in the air, hillbilly science everywhere, 'cause it's like etherically displaced. Yeehaw! Yo, belly on up to the Wixit word salad buffet. Who has light vinaigrette?
Yeah, tambourine guy.
It's behind the Jugger Ranch.
Then charges back up, and once it becomes like etherically displaced again, you start to see it charge up throughout a cycle, and it goes back.
Yep. So that's where I'm going to leave it. So, yeah, I haven't eaten lunch today. So, oh, hey, Phil Bell. Shit. Sorry you came in so late. All right. Yeah, I got to get out of here. I can't deal with any more fucking Roger. They're just, everything they said was fucking wrong and a lie and just made up. And they're okay with it. It's hilarious. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you later. And as always, be seeing you.